Once upon a time, in a realm between the stars and the sea, there lived a mystical princess named Seraphiel. She was born beneath an eclipse of silver light, when the moon and the sun touched for the briefest moment. The sages called her the daughter of dusk and dawn. Her eyes shimmered like the horizon, one golden, one pale blue. Her hair flowed like water spun from moonbeams. Her laughter could make the tides rise in rhythm. Yet her tears could summon storms. She was unlike any other princess born to the kingdom of Fairytale. The people adored her beauty and grace. But the queen feared her power. Queen Althea, Seraphiel's mother, was wise but proud. She ruled with a heart bound by ancient laws. When she saw her daughter command the sea at age 7, she whispered, "This child is both gift and curse." The high priests agreed. "Such power is not meant for mortal blood," they said. And so, the queen ordered the princess to live in the Moonspire Tower. "Until the gods speak of your destiny," the queen decreed. Seraphiel grew up surrounded by glass walls and starlight. Her only companions were the moonbirds that sang on her balcony. She loved their soft songs and often joined them. When she sang, the stars twinkled brighter. One night, while singing to the moon, she noticed something strange. The sea below her tower shimmered with a reflection that wasn't hers. Another girl's face gazed back, silver-haired, smiling, ancient. "Who are you?" Seraphiel whispered. "I am Selun," the reflection replied. "The spirit of the tide and your other half." Seraphiel blinked. "My other half?" "Yes," Selun said. "You were born when light and shadow embraced. You are two souls in one. Then why am I imprisoned here?" Selun's reflection darkened. "Because mortals fear what they cannot understand. But you are not meant to be caged, princess. You are meant to awaken the sea of stars." "What is that?" Seraphiel asked, heart pounding. "A place where heaven meets the deep, where your true purpose awaits." Before she could ask more, the reflection faded with the tide. From that night on, Seraphiel dreamed of silver oceans and skyfire. She longed to escape her tower. But the queen forbade anyone from visiting her. Even her father, King Dairon, was forbidden to see her. "The girl is a danger," the queen said coldly. "She must not step into the world." But the world already whispered her name. Sailors said they saw her face reflected in the moon. Fishermen claimed her songs guided them through storms. She had become a legend before reaching womanhood. One morning, a raven flew into her window. It carried a small scroll sealed with golden wax. Seraphiel unrolled it carefully. The note read, "I can free you. Meet me when the moon turns blue." There was no name. Only a sigil, a sword encircled by a crescent. Her heart raced with wonder and fear. That very night, the moon indeed turned blue, rare and magical. Seraphiel wrapped herself in a cloak of light and descended the tower stairs. For the first time, she stepped barefoot upon the shore. The ocean whispered her name. "Seraphiel, you're real," she whispered back. A boy stepped from the mist. He was dressed in dark armor lined with silver veins of moonlight. His eyes gleamed like obsidian stars. "You must be the princess," he said softly. "And you must be the one who sent the raven," she replied. He bowed. "Prince Selim of the Skyborn Isles." "Why help me?" she asked. "Because our worlds are dying," he said. "The balance between sky and sea has been broken. Your mother hides the truth, your power is the key to restoring it." "How?" "By awakening the sea of stars." Her pulse quickened. Selun spoke of that. Selim nodded. "Then she still watches over you." Together they journeyed to the edge of Fairytale. The sea turned mirror smooth as they sailed under constellations that shifted like living things. Seraphiel had never felt so free. The wind carried her song, and the waves danced to it. Selim watched her with quiet awe. "You sing like the sea remembers you," he said. Maybe it does, she replied with a smile. But in the shadows, unseen eyes followed them. Queen Althea had sent her royal enchanters. Bring her back alive, she commanded. Or the world will drown. The journey was perilous. They crossed islands of crystal coral and forests that glowed with living light. Each step revealed more of Seraphiel's destiny. One night, she dreamt of a temple beneath the waves. A voice echoed, "Only by embracing both light and dark can you awaken the stars." She awoke trembling. "What if the darkness inside me consumes everything?" she asked Selim. "Then I'll stand beside you," he said. "Even if it means being lost with you." She smiled faintly, though fear lingered. The next morning, storm clouds gathered without warning. The sea roared. Waves as tall as towers crashed around their ship. "It's a conjured storm," Selim shouted. Lightning split the sky, but not golden. It was black. "My mother found us," Seraphiel gasped. The queen herself appeared within the thunder, her eyes blazing white. "You disobeyed destiny," she cried. "You will doom us all." "No, mother," Seraphiel said through tears. "You doomed us by fearing me." The storm swallowed them whole. Seraphiel fell into the deep. Darkness embraced her like a lover. She sank for what felt like forever. Then, light. A soft voice called. "You cannot drown in what you are." Selun appeared before her, glowing brighter than any star. "You are the tide, child. Rise." Seraphiel reached out, and her skin shimmered with scales of light. Her legs became a tail of silver fire. She gasped, she had become one with the ocean. Her song echoed through the depths. The sea answered. She rose from the waves as the storm broke. Selim, clinging to the wreckage, stared in awe. "You are the prophecy," he whispered. "You are the sea of stars." "No," she said softly. "I am both sea and sky." The moon turned white again, glowing like a heart reborn. The queen watched from afar, weeping. "Forgive me, my child," she whispered to the wind. But fate was not finished. From the shadows of the abyss, something stirred. A serpent of void, older than gods. The Leviathan. It had slept for millennia, bound by the balance of light and dark. Now it was free. "You have awakened me," it rumbled. "And I hunger for worlds." Seraphiel's song faltered. Selim drew his sword, its edge gleaming with starlight. "We fight together," he said. She nodded, summoning her magic. The sea turned to glass under her will. Waves froze mid-crest, reflecting constellations. The Leviathan struck. Its roar shattered mountains. But Seraphiel sang louder. Her song reached beyond the ocean, beyond the stars. It called to every living soul. "Remember the balance," her voice echoed. "Remember the light within the dark." The stars answered. They fell like rain upon the Leviathan, burning its scales. Selim's sword pierced its heart. With a scream like breaking worlds, the beast dissolved into mist. Silence followed. The sky cleared, revealing endless dawn. The sea of stars shimmered, alive once more. Seraphiel floated upon its glowing surface. Selim swam beside her. "It's over," he whispered. "No," she said softly. "It's beginning." The light surrounded them both. The world reshaped. Islands rose from the deep, crowned with crystal flowers. Rivers sang with celestial voices. The people of Orelthine awoke to a new age. The queen knelt before her daughter. "You have done what I feared most," she said. "And what I could never do. You united heaven and sea." Seraphiel smiled. "Fear divides. Love restores." The queen wept and embraced her. "Then rule with both, my daughter." Seraphiel did. She became the first queen of the celestial ocean. Her throne was made of living pearl. Her crown, a circlet of moonfire. Selim became her consort, guardian of the skies. Together they ruled a kingdom that floated between water and stars. They built bridges of light for travelers. They wove harmony between sea folk and sky kin. No war, no famine, no fear endured. Children grew up beneath twin suns and whispered her name with awe. Seraphiel the Radiant. Seraphiel the Two-Souled. Seraphiel the Starborn Queen. Yet even peace must be guarded. For shadows always return when forgotten. Centuries later, a dark tide stirred once more. The Leviathan's echo whispered through dreams. A young princess, descendant of Seraphiel, heard it. "Seek the sea of stars," the whisper said. And so the cycle began anew. But that is another story. For now, the stars still shine. The sea still sings. And if you listen closely at night, you can hear her voice. A song carried by moonlit waves. A promise that light and dark can love each other. That every soul carries both. The people of Orelthine built temples to her name. They painted her in glass and stone, half in light, half in shadow. Every child born under a blue moon was called Seraphiel's child. They said those children dreamed of the stars even before they spoke. And their eyes, like hers, held two colors. Queen Seraphiel's legend endured across ages. Some said she became a constellation. Others believed she returned to the sea. Selim's sword, now enshrined in crystal, still gleamed with faint starlight. Sailors prayed to it before every voyage. Lovers sang her song beneath moonlit tides. The sea never forgot her. Nor did the sky. On nights when the moon and sun kissed again, waves shimmered silver. The priest said it was Seraphiel's laughter echoing through creation. She sings to remind us, they said, that balance is life. In time, her kingdom grew into myth. Maps no longer marked Orelthine. But when dreamers closed their eyes, they could see it, floating among constellations. A realm where love conquered fear. Where queens ruled with both fire and water. Where every tide reflected the stars above. Seraphiel's spirit watched from the sea of stars, eternal and serene. Guard them, she whispered to the waves. Guide them, she whispered to the winds. And the world obeyed. Her story became the lullaby of the universe. Even the gods listened. For she had done what none before her dared, united heaven, sea, and heart. In her final song, she sang, "I am the dawn that forgives the night. I am the wave that kisses the sky. I am both shadow and flame. I am Seraphiel, and I am free." Her voice became the hum of galaxies. The stars pulsed to her rhythm. The sea glowed with her soul. And in every being born of love, a spark of her magic lived on. Thus ended, and began, the tale of the mystical princess. For endings are merely transformations. And light never dies, only changes shape. In the end, her kingdom's motto was carved in stone, in every tide, a sky. In every shadow, light. And those who dared to dream still felt her presence. When storms broke, her song calmed them. When hearts broke, her name healed them. When hope faded, her stars rekindled it. She became not a goddess, but something gentler. A memory of courage. A whisper of unity. And in that, her immortality endured. Children still gaze at the ocean and say, "The queen is there, watching." And perhaps she is. For every ripple holds her reflection. Every gust of wind carries her voice. Every gleam of moonlight is her smile. And in every soul brave enough to love both darkness and dawn, she awakens once more. So if one day you find yourself lost by the sea, and the waves shimmer brighter than they should, sing her name. Seraphiel. The wind will rise to guide you. The stars will light your path. And for a moment, you will feel her hand upon yours. Do not fear what you are, she will whisper. You are both wave and flame. And you are loved. Then the sea will calm. The stars will blink. And you will understand her gift. The gift of wholeness. The truth of all stories, that every ending is another beginning. So the tale of Seraphiel endures, as soft as moonlight, as deep as the sea. The mystical princess who became the song of the world. Her legacy carried by tides and stars alike. And every time a child dreams of flying across the ocean, her laughter fills the night sky. The sea of stars glows again. The world breathes in balance. And somewhere, in a place beyond time, Seraphiel smiles. Once upon a time, she whispers, there was no separation, only love. And that truth became her eternity. So remember her story. Tell it to the waves. Sing it to the moon. Because fairy tales are not lies, they are memories of souls who learned to shine. And Seraphiel's soul shines still. In you, in me, in every whisper of wind. For she was never lost, only transformed. And her light will return, whenever darkness forgets its name. Such is the promise of the mystical princess. And such is the song of forever.